neighbors, nieces, nephews. It's your favorite Uncle Spooty, the neighborhood supporter, and welcome back to another installment of I Got Five on It, where I take topics that I'm interested in, break down my opinion in 5 minutes or less. Sometimes I fail, sometimes I succeed, but regardless of what, I'm glad you're here with me. Go ahead and take your shoes off at the door and like, share, and subscribe. All right, first off, happy Father's Day, fellas. Um, Hopefully, you're having an amazing day. As you can see, the scenery is different. The scenery is different. All right. Um, Currently getting my feet, um, massaged right now. You know, got my nice, frap here. Wifey's taking good care of me. You know what I mean? Hopefully, the same for you guys, or you're enjoying time with your children, son, daughter, niece, nephews, whoever you're a parental guardian over. You know what I mean? And stay doing the great things that you do. All right, y'all. We have a wonderful conversation today. A lot of real things, a lot of fun, a lot of heartfelt things. So first, I want to start off with this banter of the 2006 16 Cleveland Cavaliers squad versus the New York Knicks. First of all, why couldn't we just let the New York Knicks have their moment? Why are we comparing them already? Like, can they just wait? Can we wait? Who started this? Was it Clutch Sports? Was it Clutch Sports? Who did this? Who started this back and forth? So if y'all don't know, the Cleveland Cavaliers, this is their 10-year anniversary of their championship, of the 2016 championship. So they're on a guy retreat. You know what I mean? It's the first time I ever heard of this, but I actually think it's a cool idea. You know what I mean? Kyrie is not there. Kyrie is at a camp. You know, mentoring kids and the youth. So that's pretty good. So it's been a lot of things like why isn't Kyrie there? Did he do that on purpose and stuff like that? Kyrie, looks out for the youth. He does these type of camps all the time. So probably just in the line this time. But I'm pretty sure if he was available, he probably would have stopped through for a day or two. Who knows? But now they're saying this New York Knicks squad with Jalen Brooks and Mikal Bridges, OG, Cat, Shamit, um, who it was a lot of people on this New York Knicks squad. Josh Hart, you know what I mean? Going against the 2016 Cleveland Cavaliers, and that's Shannon Fry, Kevin Love. Um, who else they got? LeBron, Kyrie, Shumpert, J.R. Smith. And to be honest, the matchup that's a pretty good matchup. That's a pretty good matchup. But I want to start by saying this. Y'all can't bring up the 2016 Cleveland Cavaliers without the elephant in the room. Y'all wouldn't have won if Draymond didn't get suspended. Let's start there. Y'all wouldn't have completed y'all mission if Draymond didn't get suspended. We all know that. In those games, that's when the confidence was built. All right. And by the time we got to that game 7, it was just the waters was too high for Golden State. All right. But y'all wouldn't have got the job done. Let's talk around town. So we're doing all these what ifs. What about that what if? All right. We can't go into the other what ifs if we can't answer that what if. All right. So I want everybody just to stop that. This is like the conversation where they was trying to say D Wade and James Harden. Like, just stop. Just stop. And y'all see James Harden quickly proved all you motherfuckers wrong with his performance in the playoffs. But you're also convinced about stats and triple doubles and all of this other shit. When this is the most stat padding era of the NBA ever. Okay? So let's quit that out. All right, but I want to say this to the New York Knicks fans, man. Y'all are a good example of what fandom should look like. Besides all the random bullshit y'all doing in the streets, beating up people, y'all should stop that shit out. But the unity and the videos and pictures that I've seen of New York, everybody out just supporting, showing love, no matter the race, culture, ethnicity, background. That's what this shit is all about. And that's a quick example of how we can come together in the United States of America. All right, for other things. You know what I mean? So I just want the New York Knicks energy to kind of resonate with everybody, go around the world, and let's use that energy to stick up for other things as well. You know what I mean? But shout out to the New York Knicks, leave them boys alone. Jalen Brunson, great job. All y'all on that squad, y'all did an amazing job, and can't wait to see what happens next year because the Detroit Pistons are on y'all ass. The fuck? We figuring it out right now. We in the lab. We cooking to take y'all the fuck out next year. Like, we didn't finish our food. We was number one in the East, and we let y'all finish our food for us. It won't happen again. We coming for y'all ass. All right. Speaking of New York, that is the birthplace of hip hop. It is also the birthplace of one of my favorite rappers. I say he's my favorite rapper of all time. Don't want to put the greatest rapper of all time, even though I feel like that as well. Other than like Tupac. Tupac is just like in his own category. But he did so many other things. You know what I mean? Just the type of motherfucker he was. But as far as that rapping ability, JayZ. And JayZ just recently did a partnership with Target um, to release his 30-year anniversary Reasonable Doubt vinyl. Okay, and there's a lot of backlash about it. Am I a fan of this idea? No. Um, I feel like it's a bad move on his part. You got all these concerts, you got all these things that you're dropping. You got like I said, the 30th anniversary. I'm pretty sure he's going to do something special for Blueprint. Madison Square is coming up. Paris is coming up. I feel like this move is a shot to his audience and could have the chilly effect. It could have the chilly effect. All right. There, how Chili, she said her support for MAGA and Trump and shit like that, and though they had to cancel the motherfucking tour. The difference with this is he is not saying he's not showing appreciation or support of Trump and MAGA and stuff like that, but he is involving himself with an entity or organization that black and brown people have been like, you know what, we not fucking with them. Even some white people is boycotting a little bit too. You know what I mean? But it's mainly a black and brown minority led protest. But JayZ said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and get that bag. And I'm not mad at him because there are many people that still shop at Target that I know. Um, to be honest, I have been in Target a couple times since this protest. You know what I mean? To be honest, and to grab a couple things. Last minute birthday, grabbing a car, grabbing some kid stuff. I love their little the kid section, their kid clothes and stuff like that. But the way I used to shop in Target religiously was different. You know what I mean? I used to always have to go to Target. Shit, that was my son's favorite store at one point in time. So the cutback has been done. There has been a cutback, but every now and then I have been in a Target, and I guess JayZ is using the same model. He's seen the opportunity to get some more money, you know, and shit. If you're boycotting Target, don't buy the shit. You know what I'm saying? Do not buy it. Stay your ass away. But for those fans or and stuff that are in Target, go ahead and do your thing. You know, hopefully it's a 1099 deal. $14.99. You know what I mean? Make it real convenient for motherfuckers. Then you know what I mean? Make it worth the wild for the motherfuckers. At least it'd be cheap as fuck, where they can't get this opportunity somewhere else. But that is my opinion, man. Really feel like it's a bad move. Feel like his team should have said something to him about it, and probably got him to partner with some type of other business and entity. I think that would have really been a better look for Jay. But who knows what backlash or things or more trouble this would cause with those ticket sales for those concerts coming up. All right, moving right along to some news I've been kind of nervous to speak about. Not even nervous, I would say. It's a lot going on in the world. It's a lot of things to be upset, taken back about. Recently, there's been a lot of things going up in our justice system as usual, but this is now on a national stage. A lot of times, some of these stories don't get the coverage and the awareness that they deserve. But R.I.P. Cyrus, uh, gunned down by I believe Asian man or kid in the back after running 140 yards because they accused him of stealing 4 bottles of water. But before he left the store and he walked out, he showed that he didn't have 4 bottles of water. Ran him about his shoes for 140 yards. That's why I think the son actually did it and shot him in the back. And there was no charges filed, dismissed. All right. Then we have Carmelo Anthony. I think he was a 17-year-old kid defending himself in a tent against 6 other kids, um, football team type kids. RIP Austin Metcalf. I don't like anybody to lose their life, but all white jury in Texas um, ruled him to 35 years in prison when there are similar cases of these of self-defense that didn't receive these this much harsher sentencing. You know what I mean? Shit, and like I said, we had Cyrus Belton that got shot in the back, and that man and that kid didn't receive any charges. Then we have a self-defense case where a kid receives 35 years in prison. All right, shit is getting crazy out here. Really, 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 really spooky. There was just this situation in Grand Rapids where a police officer actually gunned down a kid for after riding a bike. I believe it was Grand Rapids. We're at a crazy time where even diapers, being accused of stealing diapers, could get your 1 year old shot while in a moving vehicle, while they know the 1 year old is in there. R.P. Cohen, 1 year old baby. I can't remember where the location was, but there was a mom and a auntie leaving a Walmart. There was some type of caller that said they were stealing diapers, and the police came. They were getting in the car. They seen a baby getting in the car, and they still decided to shoot at the vehicle with a 1 year old baby in there, and tragically um, ending that baby's life. R.P. Cohen once again. Um, and when we said the police has been ICE, this is what we mean. 4 bottles of water, can't defend themselves, and diapers. When will this shit stop? Juneteenth just came up, and happy Juneteenth to everybody. And it's crazy to see that Juneteenth is here. Representing the freedom of the enslaved. There was some slaves that didn't even know they were free. I believe for like 2 years, and then you had to motherfuckers had to march on down there and say, "Hey, you know what? Y'all know y'all free, right?" They didn't even know that they were free, and that's what the holiday represents. So And it's crazy to see how far we have come and we haven't come yet, because the police is still using these old tactics. You know, the slave catchers, the if you're not white catchers, the if you whistle at a white woman catchers. Hey, drop them off in this town, the police, and nobody's gonna do shit. Just have your way with them, Ku Klux Klan. All right, Ku Klux Klan, y'all doing a march. There will be no police there to antagonize you. You know why? Because they are part of it. Huh? All of this is within the MAGA regime that some of y'all voted for. A lot. Let me be. A lot of y'all voted for. Can't believe y'all motherfuckers still. A shame. A shame. But RIP Cyrus, RIP Cohen, even like I said, RIP Austin. You know what I mean? Stop putting your hands on people, y'all. You never know. You never know what people going through, what's going on. People have the right to defend themselves, how they defend themselves. And the dad, what's his name? The Metcalf dad. Oh yeah, you really showed your hand, brother. Appreciate you. Retrial coming. You really showed your hand, dog. All the pictures coming out about how the people on the stand lied, the witnesses lied. They didn't see 6 people coming up. Yes, it was. They released the files. The files have been released. Retrial. All right? Give that boy Carmelo a fair trial, man. His family deserves it. He deserves it. And man, everybody else, man, keep fighting, keep protesting, and doing what you need to do, man, to fight against all this fascist, racist bullshit that's going on. All right? Appreciate y'all. All right, so I can't talk about the fight, fighting back, and I can't, you know, now I can't talk about fighting back without bringing up one of the clips that I've seen that I really appreciate. I have had this idea or thought in my brain about organizations and the church place specifically, and preachers and pastors during this time. You know, me and my wife have conversations about this all the time, and I say, I feel like a preacher or a pastor is supposed to be like one of the most connected um, beings or souls close to the man above. You know what I mean? That's just my thought. I feel like they can hear him differently. They have studied. They have put the hours in. Not saying that nobody else has can have a better relationship with the man above, because your relationship is your relationship. I just feel like preachers and pastors are able to communicate on a different level. You know what I mean? It's kind of like being a professor. You know what I mean? You might know your information, but a professor has put into practice of how to, utilize how to teach these words and stuff like that. So I feel like there should be a different level of communication there. You know what I mean? And during this time of the stripping of rights, the um, the wealth transfer they're trying to do, the Black history that's trying to be erased, or should I say American history. I feel like there should be a different type of focus on these issues within the church, and not necessarily saying they have to say MAGA is evil. We all know that. We know some of these energies and spirits is evil, but just thinking of ways that we can counteract some of these things, because I believe Jesus was a revolutionary. He wasn't having that shit. All right? He wasn't having it. And I just want to take this time to big up. His name is Dr. Howard John Wesley. He's a senior pastor, I'm not sure where, let me see, in Alexandria, Virginia. And I believe he was responsible for relieving, I think it was like 1,000 families from like home debt not too long ago. And just recently, he said this.
is wrong and are too scared to say something about it. You know who sells you out? Preachers who every Sunday talk about praise and salvation, but never address the evil and the ugly of this administration because they are scared of what will come their way. You know who sells you out? Folk who say, as long as it don't bother me, I'm just going to mind my business. You know who sells you out? Folk who are elected to keep a balance of power, but are so afraid of retaliation that they will not call to accountability the immorality of this administration. You know who sells you out? Folk who don't use their voice to say this is wrong.
Like, I think when you got the doctor and you got reverend combined, I think it's just like a different type of, the energy be a little different. You know what I mean? Dr. Reverend Martin Luther. You know what I'm saying? Like when you got the doctor and the reverend, I feel like the energy just be a little different. And he wasn't just talking about pastors. He's talking about anybody. I'm a part of a Greek letter organization. He could be talking about us. He could be talking about many different people, but people that have a stature or some type of equity in culture or in the black community or any of their communities. They don't have to be black because this shit is wrong on all accounts. No matter what ethnicity. I hate that fucking word. I'm going to figure that out. Ethnicity. It doesn't matter. Everybody should be denouncing this behavior. But you got these platforms, you have this stature, you have this status, and you're not using it to um, fight back. You know, there are some people that say, well, if they say something, we don't have a plan. If they, well, we need this. So what's saying something going to do? You never know what saying something could ignite in somebody else. There's been many people that said stuff, and I've heard and been like inspired to do something totally different. Um, and once you kind of say things or you get vocal and it will force you to start looking at things different. It will force you to get more active. It will force you to get around more like-minded people that are thinking like that. And you never know what chain reaction that could have, what change could come from that. So I hate the fact that some people like, well, if they say something, what good is that going to do? If you go there, what is good is going to do? What good is it going to do of you saying this to me and you're not doing shit? So you're not doing nothing. You're not coming up. If you don't want to say something and do something, all right, you come up with the plan while I'm doing something and saying something. While I'm, trying to be creative here. You come up with the plan, you know what I mean? So we can take a load off each other, you know what I mean? Pause. You come up with the plan and I do this or vice versa. There's many ways to skin a cat, but not saying or not doing anything is crazy to me. Especially when we need our celebrities to be more visible and vocal because you know what they won't care about a regular citizen, but if it's a player on the New York Knicks, oh yeah, oh you hurt Jalen Brunson in the protest, you hurt what, y'all erased it, y'all arrested Jalen Brunson, oh they were doing a march in Cleveland and y'all arrested LeBron James, nigga, what, y'all got us fucked up. See what I'm saying? It's many ways to skin a cat, but shout to Dr. Reverend, man, holding it down. I really appreciate that message, especially at a time like this. There's not a lot of pastors and preachers that are standing 10 toes like that. You know what I mean? Not trying to step on any of the great and good that they do on a day-to-day basis. But like I said, I just feel like more attention and focus should be put in on these topics, and that shifts me to another lane that should be more vocal during this time, and that is hip hop. Hip hop, you have let Nas down. All right, hip hop used to be the voice of the people. Now it's the voice of capitalism. It is the voice of capitalism, individualism. Like, how are there so many songs releasing? mainstream, not talking about shit, nothing. We like to say that the people in charge of the music industry or hip hop don't look like us, and they basically control what these rappers or entertainers are saying in their music, or they make suggestions. Hey, drop. You gotta make it sound like this. Hey, you gotta put these drugs in your songs and all of this bullshit. But at the end of the day, there are still clever ways to insert that shit in your music now. Motherfuckers not saying you got to make a full protest record, but not looking at what's going on to your neighbors around you is fucking crazy to me. You know what I mean? And that's why people on Young Miami ass, because it's like, here we go. People can't afford shit, can barely afford healthcare. We talking about scamming ass niggas, and you know what I mean? Even though the song is a banger, the song is a motherfucking banger. But just the focus and what the song is highlighting is brushing people the wrong way. So I feel like just hip hop has really took a turn, man, for the worse. And I feel like right now, I feel like it's going through. We're scrubbing through right now. We're scrubbing through these lists of entertainers. We're paying attention to who is being visible, who is speaking, who is not being the voice of the people, and we're taking account. I feel like we're taking account. Like, all right, this person not doing it. Oh, this motherfucker just named Emmett Till in his record while we going through this shit. Oh, you just named Trayvon, my nigga. You tripping. It's time to be standing on the blackness, man. Standing 10 toes in blackness. All right? And that's putting our struggle, our everything to the forefront. Our fight to the forefront. You know what I mean? So hip hop, y'all gotta wake up, bro. It's time. That's why I was on JayZ asked about that freestyle. Hopefully he redeemed himself in New York. Hopefully you got some words to say about Target. You might also put that in your freestyle too, buddy. Yeah. Can't wait to hear that one. Because you got some things to explain, sir. And a lot of you other entertainers do too, man. Y'all need to start being a voice for the people that don't have one. At least give it a shot. Drop some clever bars. What happened to that? But neighbors, nieces, and nephews, let me know how y'all feeling about everything, man. Happy Juneteenth. Happy Father's Day out there. Let me know if y'all think hip hop is dead right now, or could be doing better at some of the things that they're doing. How y'all feeling about these verdicts that's coming across? Put how you feeling in the comments, man. Make sure you like, share. Well, that's all right, neighbors, nieces, and nephews. That's all my time for this evening, man. Let me know how y'all feeling about these topics in the comments. All right, that's all my time, neighbors, nieces, and nephews. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe once again. Put how you feeling in the comments, man. Hip hop is dead. JayZ, is he tripping? Are we ready for that retrial for Carmelo? RIP Cohen, RIP Cyrus, RIP anybody that has lost their life due to police negligence and recklessness. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, fuck the KKK. Yeah, all that good shit. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. See y'all again next time. Peace.